Hey guys, that's my dog. That's my dog. And right there, that's Keija. You might see Callie pop up there. But anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself really quick. My name is Shae, and I'm doing this week's Fan Friday video. So I'm one of the newer members of Girls Behind the Rock Show. You'll mostly see me on the Instagram account because I'm one of the social media coordinators. There's Callie. But so I'm on the Instagram account, so give us a follow, give us a like, some comments. That'll just make me feel good, and I really like that. But for sure, I just want to give you guys a little bit about my background as a fan and tell you how it led to me wanting to pursue a career in music. So sound good with you? All right. So how I even got started in the music industry was through a band called There for Tomorrow. So some of you may know them, some of you may not. They used to do a lot of tours with All Time Low and You Me at Six, We Are the In Crowd, that whole scene. So they were the band that I can really cite everything back to. So I found them in about 2007. And they were the first real band that I found all by myself. Normally I was getting new music recommendations from friends and hey, listen to this, hey, listen to that. But TFT I found on my own, just digging through MySpace. And I think the first song I listened to was No More Room to Breathe. And I was just blown away. I can't even tell you what it was about the song. It was just I heard it and I instantly connected with it. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that, but I have. But yeah, so they weren't even that big at this point, so because it was 2007, so it was right before their self-titled EP dropped. So I just got in really deep with them, and I ran a street team actually by the name TFT Fans Stay Real. I guess it would be more like a networking site, but we called it a street team. So it was called TFT Fans Stay Real, and it wasn't the official street team or anything like that, but it was pretty well known, I think. And what my main focus with that was just bringing the fan base together, because that fan base, I seriously have yet to find another one like it, but we were all literally a family. Everyone knew everyone, and we were all just internet friends. And I actually met my best friend in the world, Emmy, who is still my best friend to this day. So I met her through them, and we found each other through the fan base, and we're literally the best of friends. You can't separate us. And we've only ever even seen each other in person maybe 10 times in the past 9 years. But that doesn't even matter because we're just so close, and I never would have met her if it wasn't for TFT. So TFT actually broke up in 2014, but even before that, the reason I moved down to Florida was because these boys were from Florida. But okay, so I moved down to go to school for music business, but the reason I chose my school was because these boys were from Florida. Still. But yeah, I actually did a year of school at the University of Virginia first, and I just wasn't happy there. Still to this day, I love the school to death, and I wish I could have finished out my years there, but mentally I wasn't able to handle it. I couldn't stay there. So I took a semester off, and I started researching the music business. Because before this point, I didn't even know there were things that you could do in the music business besides be in a band or be a music teacher. So I did my research, and that's where I found Full Sail. And I found a couple other schools too, but Full Sail, Orlando, Warm, TFT, or Berkeley, which is up in a cold place. I don't even know where. I know it's cold there. But yeah, I don't like the cold, so that's easy decision for me. So how this all ties into my story that I just left hanging there. TFT broke up in 2014, and that was just really devastating to me because that band meant everything to me. I remember sitting in my car when we got that official statement and just crying. So even though we all kind of suspected it because the whole year prior the boys had been pretty silent, and we could just tell it was starting to fall apart. But so another tangent, sort of. Another band that meant a lot to me was, is Icy Stars. And these guys I kind of grew up with over the past 10 years, the same way I did with TFT. But it was it was a little different because they were the same age, they're all the same age as me. So their vocalist is only a year older than me, and I found them probably around the same time as TFT. But back then I was just a casual listener of Icy Stars. So it was just awesome to see people my age doing all this crazy stuff, touring the world, going to other countries. We're 14, you're in another country for free. What? But yeah, so I think it was the last time they did Warped Tour, and I want to say it was 2013 when they did the full tour, because I know 2010 they only did a couple dates. I think it was 2013, but when they did the full tour, and that's when I got like really invested in Icy Stars, probably just to fill the void that was forming from, you know, just knowing TFT was dying. Like, they were such a big part of my life, I needed to fill that with something else. So Icy Stars were the lucky winners. So that was right before New Demons came out. So I've been like pretty much crazy involved with them since that album dropped. And over the past year or so, I've been working a lot with the Sumerian Records Street team, and that's just been to help out with their artists and doing a lot of work with Icy Stars. So I've been dipping my hands into the industry just wherever I can, just to see what I want to do. So those two bands are really what led me into the industry and what made me want to do this for a living. So just being around them and seeing the way they are at their shows, just the way they perform and how they interact with their fans, like, that is all just super powerful to me. So like, that's kind of really my story. I know Shelby did like a whole one concert that changed everything for her moment. Not right now, baby. Not right now. Go play with your sister. But I know she went into like a whole story about one specific show. But like, I've seen both bands so many times, and I can probably tell you something that's moved me about every single time I've seen them. So like, if you want me to narrow it down to just one show, I guess, I mean, that would probably have to be the There for Tomorrow farewell shows, because I was already living in Orlando at that point, so I did get to see their farewell shows. And it was like a Friday and Saturday in December, and they were just playing pretty much everything just to give their fans that closure. So these shows were just a mess. I was alright on Friday night. I was good. I was just, having a good time, enjoying it. And then, like, we got to Saturday night, and I lost it. I was bawling. I was in the crowd just crying. We all were. All of us were just there crying. Like, it hurt. That was the time that was the last time that we were going to see these songs, and it finally just like hit me. And that whole band, like, I see them as my big brothers. Like, I grew up with them. I form a connection with them. I still think of them as my big brothers. But like, I knew I was losing something that literally meant everything to me. They'd gotten me through so much, and I was just like, that was my letting go. So like, that show was really emotional for me, and like, I'm not a crier. I don't cry. But anyone who knows me knows it takes a lot to get me to cry, and like, some people have never seen me cry. So it's just like not my thing, but that show just did me in. Like, I couldn't do it. But with Icy Stars, I can't narrow it down to just one show. I know I'm terrible. But I'm going to say, like, if I have to, it's going to be this entire summer on Warped Tour. Just because I was out on that tour and I got to see their set pretty much every day. And it was just, like, seeing the way the whole band interacts with their fans. And just, like, especially with the recent lineup changes. Like, they moved a couple people around. Like, removed some people from the band. But they moved Andy off of drums and moved him up to the front. And that's just, like, such a simple, subtle little change. But, like, you could just see how much happier everyone in the band was. And, like, how much happier Andy was to be off the drums. Like, not that he doesn't love drums, but up on the keys and the electronics is where he really wanted to be, and now like, you can just see the difference in how he performs. So like, just seeing that and the energy they give off just moves me so much, just because I've been a fan for so long. Like, it's so nice to see them happy and see them performing and see the fans react and see the way that they react to the fans. Like, all of that just gets me. So yeah, that's pretty much my story. I'm going to cut this off right here and say happy Friday.